The Boston Cooking School Cookbook by Fannie Farmer. Coffee. The coffee tree is native to Abyssinia, but is now grown in all tropical countries. It belongs to the genus Coffea, of which there are about 22 species. The seeds of berries of coffee trees constitute the coffee of commerce. Each berry contains 2 seeds, with exception of male berry, which is a single round seed. In their natural state they are almost tasteless, therefore color, shape, and size determine value. Formerly, coffee was cured by exposure to the sun. But on account of warm climate and sudden rainfalls, coffee was often injured. By the new method, coffee is washed, and then dried by steam heat. In coffee plantations, trees are planted in parallel rows, from 6 to 8 feet apart, and are pruned so as never to exceed 6 feet in height. Banana trees are often grown in coffee plantations, advantage being taken of their outspreading leaves, which protect coffee trees from direct rays of the sun. Brazil produces about 2/3 the coffee used. Central America, Java, and Arabia are also coffee centers. Tea comes to us ready for use, coffee needs roasting. In process of roasting, the seeds increase in size, but lose 15% in weight. Roasting is necessary to develop the delightful aroma and flavor. Java coffee is considered finest. Mocha commands a higher price owing to certain acidity and sparkle, which alone is not desirable, but when combined with Java, in proportion of 2 parts Java to 1 part mocha, the coffee best suited to average taste is made. Some people prefer maleberry Java, so a special care is taken to have maleberries separated, that they may be sold for a higher price. Old government Java has deservedly gained a good reputation, as it is carefully inspected, and its sale controlled by Dutch government. Strange as it may seem to the consumer, all coffee sold as Java does not come from the island of Java. Any coffee, wherever grown, having same characteristics and flavor, is sold as Java. The same is true of other kinds of coffee. The stimulating property of coffee is due to the alkaloid caffeine, together with an essential oil. Like tea, it contains an astringent. Coffee is more stimulating than tea, although, weight for weight, tea contains about twice as much theine as coffee contains caffeine. The smaller proportion of tea used accounts for the difference. A cup of coffee with breakfast and a cup of tea with supper serve as a mild stimulant for an adult and form a valuable food adjunct, but should never be found in the dietary of a child or dyspeptic. Coffee taken in moderation quickens action of the heart, acts directly upon the nervous system, and assists gastric digestion. Fatigue of body and mind are much lessened by moderate use of coffee. Severe exposure to cold can be better endured by the coffee drinker. In times of war, coffee has proved more valuable than alcoholic stimulants to keep up the enduring power of soldiers. Coffee acts as an antidote for opium and alcoholic poisoning. Tea and coffee are much more readily absorbed when taken on an empty stomach, therefore this should be avoided except when used for medicinal purposes. Coffee must be taken in moderation. Its excessive use means palpitation of the heart, tremor, insomnia, and nervous prostration. Coffee is often adulterated with chicory, beans, peas, and various cereals, which are colored, roasted, and ground. By many, a small amount of chicory is considered an improvement, owing to the bitter principle and volatile oil which it contains. Chicory is void of caffeine. The addition of chicory may be detected by adding cold water to supposed coffee. If chicory is present, the liquid will be quickly discolored, and chicory will sink. Pure coffee will float. Buying of coffee. Coffee should be bought for family use in small quantities, freshly roasted and ground, or, if one has a coffee mill, it may be ground at home as needed. After being ground, unless kept airtight, it quickly deteriorates. If not bought in airtight cans, with tight-fitting cover or glass jar, it should be emptied into canister as soon as brought from grocers. Coffee may be served as filtered coffee, infusion of coffee, or decoction of coffee. Commonly speaking, boiled coffee is preferred, and is more economical for the consumer. Coffee is ground fine, coarse, and medium, and the grinding depends on the way in which it is to be made. 4. Filtered coffee, have it finely ground. 4. Boiled, coarse or medium. Filtered coffee. French or percolated. 1 cup coffee, finely ground, 6 cups boiling water. Various kinds of coffee pots are on the market for making filtered coffee. They all contain a strainer to hold coffee without allowing grounds to mix with infusion. Some have additional vessel to hold boiling water, upon which coffee pot may rest. Place coffee in strainer in coffee pot, and pot on the range. Add gradually boiling water and allow it to filter. Cover between additions of water. If desired stronger, refilter. Serve at once with cut sugar and cream. Put sugar and cream in cup before hot coffee. There will be perceptible difference if cream is added last. If cream is not obtainable, scalded milk may be substituted, or part milk and part cream may be used if a diluted cup of coffee is desired. Coffee percolators are preferably used when coffee is made at table. Boiled coffee. 1 cup coffee, 1 cup cold water. 1 kg 6 cups boiling water. Scald graniteware coffee pot. Wash egg, break, and beat slightly. Dilute with 1/2 the cold water, add crushed shell, and mix with coffee. Turn into coffee pot, pour on boiling water, and stir thoroughly. Place on front of range, and boil 3 minutes. If not boiled, coffee is cloudy. If boiled too long, much tannic acid is developed. The spout of pot should be covered or stuffed with soft paper to prevent escape of fragrant aroma. Stir and pour some in a cup to be sure that spout is free from grounds. Return to coffee pot and repeat. Add remaining cold water, which perfects clearing. Cold water being heavier than hot water sinks to the bottom, carrying grounds with it. Place on back of range for 10 minutes, where coffee will not boil. Serve at once. If any is left over, drain from grounds, and reserve for making of jelly or other dessert. Eggshells may be saved and used for clearing coffee. 3 eggshells are sufficient to effect clearing where 1 cup of ground coffee is used. The shell performs no office in clearing except for the albumin which clings to it. 1/4 cup cold water, salt fish skin, washed, dried, and cut in inch pieces, is used for same purpose. Coffee made with an egg has a rich flavor which egg alone can give. Where strict economy is necessary, if great care is taken, egg may be omitted. Coffee so made should be served from range, as much motion causes it to become roiled. Tin is an undesirable material for a coffee pot, as tannic acid acts on such metal and is apt to form a poisonous compound. When coffee and scalded milk are served in equal proportions, it is called café au lait. Coffee served with whipped cream is called Vienna coffee. To make a small pot of coffee, mix 1 cup ground coffee with 1 egg, slightly beaten, and crushed shell. 2. 1/3 of this amount add 1/3 cup cold water. Turn into a scalded coffee pot, add 1 pint boiling water, and boil 3 minutes. Let stand on back of range 10 minutes, serve. Keep remaining coffee and egg closely covered in a cool place, to use 2 successive mornings. To make coffee for 1. Allow 2 tablespoons ground coffee to 1 cup cold water. Add coffee to cold water, cover closely, and let stand overnight. In the morning, bring to a boiling point. If carefully poured, a clear cup of coffee may be served. After dinner coffee. Black coffee or Café Noir. For after dinner coffee, use twice the quantity of coffee, or half the amount of liquid, given in previous recipes. Filtered coffee is often preferred where milk or cream is not used, as is always the case with black coffee. Serve in after dinner coffee cups, with or without cut sugar. Coffee retards gastric digestion, but where the stomach has been overtaxed by a hearty meal, Café Noir may prove beneficial, so great are its stimulating effects. Kola. The preparations on the market made from the kola nut have much the same effect upon the system as coffee and chocolate, inasmuch as they contain caffeine and theobromine. They are also valuable for their diastase and a milk-digesting ferment. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video. In it, we'll learn cocoa and chocolate recipes from 1918.